Some of you come into the chat room, and yes, you haven't heard me say Shalom Shabbat. You haven't heard me say that. You haven't heard Elder Shadrach greet you Shalom Shabbat. You haven't heard any teacher in this nation wish you Shalom Shabbat. And I know you wonder. You often wonder why. Even when you greet us and you say Shalom, we pause and we say hi or hello. And you wonder why. I think, personally, a lot of you speak Ebi. E-B-Y. Let me explain. And I'm going to coin this today, so just know that I started it, okay? I think the majority of you speak Ebi. And you're all circling around your computer right now, looking at the walls, looking at your friend, looking at your dog, wondering what's Priest Andal talking about. The author, I'm going slow with this, the author of the Hebrew that is spoken today is a Lithuanian man who left there and went to Palestine and took Aramaic, throw it in a pot, or maybe a jar. Arabic, threw it in the jar. Yiddish, threw it in the jar. Turkish, threw it in the jar. Maybe even some French. And he shook that around. He shook it, tossed it up. And voila, modern day Hebrew. And he also invented like 15,000 new words. His name was Eliezer ben Yehuda. So that's why it says Ebi. I acronymed his name. Eliezer ben Yehuda. Ebi. A lot of you, and I don't want to call you names, so I'm being nice, but a lot of you who say you're speaking Hebrew, you're speaking Ebi. Find him, Google him, and you would see from year to year, those in Israel, 8.3 million is the population, and the large majority of them speak his Hebrew. The Hebrew tongue is a spiritual tongue, ladies and gentlemen. It was never a literal language or mother tongue to any nation on the planet. And this is documented. But he created this concoction and called it Hebrew, modern Hebrew. And that is what is widely spoken today, not just by those in the land Israel, but all of my people who love to follow have picked up the alphabet and the words that he created. Remember this. When you greet me shalom, and when you say Shabbat, and I don't reply to you, is because I do not follow what any Gentile created for my people, the children of Israel, that this is our holy language. You need to start doing your own research. You need to find out. Let me tell you something, you have taken the power and the might of my God and you have tossed it away. Please, and guys who are monitoring the chat room, let me know this. I'm going to ask a question. This is a question I need. Maybe I'll even put a reward out there. I'm hoping that there's someone in the chat room who is a child of slavery. I'm going to be very specific. A child of slavery in the chat room, or listening live anywhere, or listening to the recording anywhere. Let me know by way of yes in the chat room if you have read a book that is written in Latin from cover to cover and you've understood it. Can I ask another question? For a child of slavery, anyone in the chat room, anyone who may be hearing this live, and anyone who will hear it in time to come, child of slavery, give me a yes if you've read a book from cover to cover, written in Greek and understood it. I may have a reward for someone who says yes, to be honest. How many books is on your bucket list to read in Latin? How many books is on your bucket list to read in Greek or Aramaic? Honestly, let me know. Why I say that is because our God knew that our time of punishment was about to happen. That he would take us from our land in ships and bring us to a land that is not ours, speaking strange language. He knew that we had to be in a position to remember Moses and the prophets. So he stirred up men before we even came in the belly of ships to translate it into the tongue that we would know. Because God forbid if they did not translate this into English and it was still only in Latin or Aramaic or Greek, we would have never known anything about the God of Israel or our people. Why have you taken that miracle and that act of compassion and mercy that the God of Israel did for us in vain? And you have followed the Gentiles in speaking an unknown tongue and calling it the Hebrew language. And I know I'm yelling. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. But you know, these are the things that we need to discuss. Don't send me clips of how they're treating Africans in China. Take clips of these videos and send it around to the world. Edify the people. Bring them food, bread, that if they eat, they shall not want no more. Give them water, that if they drink, they shall not thirst no more. We understand the framework. Our elder taught us this a long time ago, that 1619 to 2019 is the 400 years of our affliction. And Genesis 15 says, and afterward shall I judge that nation. You're seeing what's happening around the world. Don't be dismayed. Just have faith, Elder Michael said. Humility and obedience. Have faith. That's it. And remove those things. Ahaya, Yah, Elohim, Yahweh. And be humble and obedient. Moses did say, what name shall I tell them? The children of Israel. What name? They go and they stop at I am that I am. In seeing they shall not see. And in hearing they shall not hear. They take that I am that I am and they start to do all kinds of translation into foreign languages that they claim is Hebrew. Hebrew has not been spoken, nor has it been recorded, nor has it been taught in universities. It's a tongue. When the fiery tongues fell upon my forefathers in the book of Acts, they heard everyone speaking in their own tongues, in their own languages. My people spoke every language wherever they were scattered. Moses went upon the mountaintop. God didn't say, hey, no understand the Egyptian, no comprehende, no understanding. Maybe your God does that. Maybe your God needs Rosetta Stone to understand languages. But my God says, who created man's mouth? My God don't need Rosetta Stone. Don't limit my God. And sorry, my God is the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the mighty God of Israel. Remember that.